Worf, what the hell are you doing?
Over the years, through various series, Star Trek has definitely dealt with the subject of myth, faith, and religion.
I am Apollo.
And I'm God.
You are not God.
Blasphemy. You're lucky I don't cast you out or smite you or something.
Okay. Okay, Dad. You win. Our Father, you art in heaven.
Ever since I saw this scene from Strange New Worlds, the 3rd season, the 1st episode, I've been wanting to talk more about it. This one particular scene right here. And the fact that Captain Pike has acknowledged the existence of not only God, the Bible, but Jesus Christ in the Star Trek universe. Matthew 6, verse 9. Then this is how you should pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Amen. That was Matthew 6, verse 9 through verse 13. But why am I bringing this up? Because once again, that episode, that scene right there, it really got me going about the idea of God, the Bible, and Jesus' existence in the Star Trek universe. Throughout my time with Star Trek, since I was a boy, all I kept hearing was that Star Trek was a utopian story. The Federation mostly was a utopian society, and that the existence of any type of faith was irrelevant because science proved that these were nothing more than aliens. But here, right here, Captain Pike and all the showrunners at Star Trek are acknowledging the existence of God, the Bible, and Jesus. And that just makes me feel so good. It also got me thinking more and more about this episode, Rightful Heir, and how much from the Bible was taken and blended into this episode regarding the return of Kahless. Worf is having a crisis of faith. He is doubting Stobel Core, and he is doubting his faith in Kahless. And it's starting to affect his duties, and Picard sees this and gives him permission to take a leave of absence, basically sending him on a vision quest. Worf goes off to Boreth, where he intends to study with the Klingon monks and hopefully re-immerse himself in his faith and finally get to see the one thing he's always wanted, a vision of Kahless.
You're leaving us?
It has been 10 days, Korath. I have had no visions. I have received no insight. There is nothing here for me.
In the Star Trek universe and in the Klingon religion, Kahless, well, he's their version of Jesus. There is no mention of any crucifixion, of course, but at the same time, he did give them the laws of honor, and he did tell them that he was leaving for Stobel Core, their version of heaven, and that one day he would return.
I will go now to Stobel Core, but I promise one day I will return. Then Kahless pointed to a star in the sky and said, "Look for me there, on that point of light."
What happens in this episode really has sparked some questions within me about resurrection, about our technology today, about cloning, and the ramifications behind it. Anyone who's ever watched the episode knows that this is not Kahless. It is a clone of Kahless. But the response that Worf, the solution that Worf comes up with to deal with this situation has sparked some questions in me about, as I said a few moments ago, about technology, about cloning, and it's got me asking some questions I want to pose to you today.
So, I did not do any of the things that I remember. I was never in the city of Quinlat. I never went to the Kristat volcano.
You were not awakened until we transported you into the cave, and you appeared to W.F.S. Before that time, you were unconscious in a laboratory, where we accelerated your growth, corrected any genetic anomalies that occurred, gave you the wisdom and memories.
Now, these Klingons right here are sitting in front of the throne, waiting for Kahless to return. Their faith, once they learned that Kahless returned, was so powerful that they refused to leave until they see him again. They don't know yet that he's a clone, but the question is, does that have any impact on their faith? The fact that he is not the real Kahless.
He's not real, you just said so.
I said he was not Kahless, but in the minds of our people, he can be just as powerful as Kahless. Even now, 2 members of your own crew are sitting on our holodeck waiting for him to return.
I do not care what they think.
But they are not alone. Like many of our people, they need something to believe in, just like I did. Something larger than themselves, something that will give their lives meaning. They need Kahless.
Worf is now going to make the argument to Gowron that it doesn't matter whether this Kahless is a clone or not. The Klingons who believe will still continue to make a leap of faith and flock to the banner of Kahless. And if Gowron continues to fight this, Worf and anyone who supports Kahless will back Kahless and go into a civil war against Gowron. Gowron concedes and accepts the fact that Kahless will be crowned the new emperor, the religious figure of the Klingons, while all things military related will continue to go through the High Council. But this is where the question comes into it for me. Since we already know that this is not the Klingon who gave him the laws of honor, if the real Kahless ever returned, would all these Klingons who follow this fake be considered dishonorable? And in the Klingon world, following a lie, isn't that dishonorable? That's the whole purpose of them cloning Kahless in the first place, to try and bring respect and honor back to the Empire. And where is the honor and respect when you are following a lie? Hell, in DS9, when Kern lost his house, his honor, he was willing to kill himself and get cast into the underworld. It didn't matter. He was going to be with other Klingons, but because he lost his honor, he would be cast into the underworld. If the real Kahless returned, how many Klingons would be considered dishonorable and lose their honor for following this fraud?
Kahless left us, all of us, a powerful legacy, a way of thinking and acting that makes us Klingon. If his words hold wisdom and his philosophy is honorable, what does it matter if he returns? What is important is that we follow his teachings.
This episode, to me, feels like it's more or less asking Christians the question of, does it matter whether Christ returns? All that matters is that his teachings are sound and honorable, and we should be spreading that around. Well, to me, it does matter. It does matter. My faith tells me that Christ will return, and all those who follow him will be with him in heaven. This episode was very deep to me, about faith and honor and the possibility of losing your belief in those things that you were brought up in. Well, I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on this, so please drop those comments below and let me know. Until the next time, my friends, God bless.